Hey everyone, Geoff here, lead gameplay engineer on EA Sports UFC 3, back with our final video showing off some of the changes you can look forward to in the upcoming content update for the game. To show off the first set of changes, I'm going to use Tom Duquesnoy, the last fighter included in the content update. The theme of this video is gameplay changes, mostly tuning, centered around shutting down some of the exploits and less than desirable tactics that were surfacing in ranked online play. Now, a lot of those changes involve slip strikes. The first thing that we've done is add slip vulnerability to any strike coming out of the slip. Now, what was happening before is anytime you performed a slipping strike, you would lose that slip vulnerability immediately upon throwing the strike. So they were much less risky strikes to throw than they should be. We've now added that vulnerability, so even if you exchange or intercept your opponent early, you'll deal much more damage than they do to you when you trade uppercuts. The next change to slipping strikes is best demonstrated with the heavyweights. And for this, I'm going to bring out Ngannou, and you can see his updated model that you all requested. Now, one of the problems with slipping strikes is they were too fast. This was done to give them good strike interceptability when you evaded a strike, but it was being abused to initiate offense with slipping strikes too much. So we've slowed down the slipping strikes. You'll see here a regular uppercut and a ducking uppercut are roughly the same speed. Side slipping hook and a regular hook are roughly the same speed. So initiating offense with slipping strikes will no longer be as effective after the next content update. The other big change to try and dissuade people from using slipping strikes from out of range is to increase the stamina tax on whiffed slipping strikes. So if I get out of range and start throwing ducking uppercuts, you'll see huge stamina drains start to kick in, and I lose quite a bit of max stamina if I abuse this tactic. This will hopefully shut down some of the tactics being used in online ranked play. The final set of changes I wanted to show off was some changes to the straight stopping power. Now, I'm going to use Dustin Poirier and his new hair to show off these changes. Now, if Gaethje comes forward, throwing forward-moving hooks at me, all I need to do is plant and throw a straight, and it should stop him in his tracks. And it doesn't matter what range I throw that straight from, it will always interrupt his advancing strikes. So this is a tool that you can use against overly aggressive players to shut them down. The final change I want to demonstrate is if Gaethje puts up his high block and just starts walking towards me, I can now throw jabs and straights, and it briefly slows down his forward progress to create space. So if someone's being overly aggressive and holding high block, I just need to throw out a jab, and that gets me out into kicking range. This is a new tool you'll be able to use to create space and should hopefully give increased utility to outside fighting against pressure fighters. That's it for our final video showing off the changes in the upcoming content update. Be sure to check out our website for a full list of changes, and look forward to playing against some of you once the content update goes live.